G'day everyone, Steel Horse here. Welcome to Richlands, Ohio. Steel Horse Station first, but we're going to head to Richlands, Ohio tonight. I know I've been doing Adelshoven in this time slot, but I thought there's been quite a lot of maps recently, a lot of map updates, and I had a bit of an idea to not do the standard map tour, but more a sort of a moderate dive into a map, because what I'm finding is that a lot of the maps that come out are in varying states, and whilst you can look at a 20 or a 30-minute map tour done by one of the big names, you don't necessarily get a sense of what it's going to feel like to play on. So in this approach, what I'm kind of aiming for is to think up a bit of a scenario and jump into a map and give it a go as I would like to play, and see where that leads us. And the idea being it could be fun for people that are joining along in the stream, because they can help me figure out the direction that we take, and ask questions where we can test out for ourselves different aspects of how the map work. But also you get to experience a bit of a different view. So, for example, rather than start on new manager, I'm going to start on, or new farmer rather, I'm going to start on farm manager mode. And rather than talk too much about it, why don't we just jump in and have a look at Richlands? So here we are. This is where you come into the map. I've got a few quality of life mods operating, but nothing more than that. And we arrive here in the map. The first thing you'll notice, however, is that rather than, there we go, rather than the 1.5 million that you usually start with, I've given myself 5 million to kick off, and I've done that for a very simple reason. So if we first of all have a look at the PDA, you'll see it's a standard size map with some good variation in field sizes, most of them sort of medium. It's not too many real small ones, and some interesting shapes and features. One of the things I would say is that there are lots of potential farm start locations on the map, and as a consequence, there's lots of different, like anything, lots of different ways to play it. Now, I've spent probably 20 or 30 minutes plus watched things like Mr. Sealy P and FSG's map tours, and a little bit of FSG's stream where he played, and he started in a farm over here. But if we look behind the PDA at sort of the purchasable areas and say, well, where might we start? For instance, a farm over here. This piece of ground, which has got some silos on it, but no fields, is $750,000. If we wanted to start with the biggest field, it's 1.9. If we wanted to start over here, it's 4.2. So as you can see, getting enough farmland to get up and going is a bit of a problem. Well, it's not a problem. It's just a bit of a challenge. So for the purposes of the stream today, that's why I've started with $5 million, because in order to get a couple of fields and somewhere to commence, it's going to take a little bit. One of the interesting things that I do note is that even on Farm Manager, we start with the same equipment as we would on New Farmer. So there is equipment in this farm here, which we'll have to relocate if we buy a a new property. If we have a look at the contracts that are on offer right off the bat, there's a couple of harvest contracts, one on field 25, which is where field 25 is hiding from, over here, this really funny shaped field over near this farm. If we wanted to buy, and a thought that I had was to buy this area in field 53 and in field 36, and we're already up almost $2 million. So that's definitely a possible. But I thought what might be kind of interesting is actually to start up here somewhere in the top. So let's just go back. So there's a silo complex over there, and there's some flat bottom bins up here. So maybe if we pick the top area of the map. So let's have a look here. So that'll be area 13 and this little wooded area. See, that wooded area is $1 million. The farm area. What about this area over here? 658. Maybe we take this area over the side here in area 51. So let's buy that at 651. And grab, we can't buy that field there. We can buy field 5. So we'll do that for 794. And let's grab field 1. And field 8. So that gives us some fields to start with. And some places to look at setting up. So let's head it and grow and grab some our equipment and head over there and have a look. For reasons best known to my what's happening here? Right. Best known to my steering wheel, it is misbehaving. That's better. So one of the immediate things you notice is the American vehicles on the road. All different shapes and sizes. We've spent $2 million getting ourselves started, and hopefully there'll be a couple of things we can do straight away that'll kind of get us going. Whoops, that's the edge of the map. That's our farm right there that I've just driven past, is it? This vehicle doesn't like reverse. So here we go. So it looks like we've got a silo complex and a shed. Good size shed, good size area to expand. A diesel tank with nothing in it. Let's, while we think about that, can we fill you up? There's the fill point. Let's put 2,000 in there just for when we need some diesel. Right. Is there a sleep trigger at the house? Possibly not. I don't think I loaded a mod with a sleep trigger, so we might need to deal with that. We do. Okay. So It's quickest and easiest way to deal with a sleep trigger is to pick. Oh, we could go with the I think this comes with a sleep trigger. The bus. Which we can pop down at the back there. And it does. There we go. Okay, so we've now got a sleep trigger just parked at the back door. It doesn't look too hideous. If we go up to our other equipment up here, we've got a Massey. And a little trailer. All sitting on this land that we don't own. JD and a truck. Let's get the truck out of here. So let's test out, just off the bat, will our vehicles manage to navigate? We don't want to load, we just want to go to our yard over here. Would appear so that's promising. Let's cute shed here in that starter farm. What else have we got downstairs here? We've got a front loader on this, which is quite useful. Baler and a forklift. Okay, so if we put the forklift on the trailer, we can tow that down later. I'll leave this here for a second. Let's see how we go here. Take the bale with us. There we go. Maybe in a minute we'll get somewhere near it. That's better. I've got no follow me on here. Okay. What else have we got in this shed? I suspect there might be a... Yeah, there is. There's a couple more things. A stone picker and a harvester. Good size shed, so oop, even if the space between them's not enormous. You get back in there to get that header trailer. Let's find out. So it's a good set of starting equipment. Okay, that's interesting. So the header trailer is to hitch combination is the wrong size for the header, but it looks never mind. So we can come back for that gear progressively as we need it. What were the state of the fields that we purchased? So the land we own is foul. What's on field 1? Field 1 is ready to harvest. So we do need to get the harvester down there. So let's get that sorted. We'll bring the header down in a minute. So field 1's just here. Fair old amount of dead weeds. We want to be starting that from in there, I suspect. Send you back for the header trailer, I think. Welcome along. Did someone pop in? We're having a bit of a run through on Richlands, Ohio, if you haven't seen it before. And so we've just bought ourselves some land, and we're moving some of the starter equipment to get us into a position to at least get a crop off one of our fields that's pre-planted, as we think about what we need to deal with next. Unfortunately, our harvester wasn't on, really. And our ute is useless for towing that. Let's try a tractor. We can, of course, buy ourselves some more equipment, but I just want to see how we go with what we're given. In terms of just getting a little bit of a start. The first thing I've determined is I'm not a fan of my ute. Whoa, front end's a bit low. What's happening here? Why have I got no... Just pop you there for a second. Notice we've got a drainage ditch along the end of this field, so my guess is just an unsupervised regular worker wouldn't necessarily be a good idea. We might do course play, I think. Let's just see how we go here. This is our field, so we do want a swath. And do a course play course. Welcome along if someone's just joined. Thanks for joining us. We've just started out here on Richlands, Ohio, and we're just organising our first field to harvest, which is this one over here. We'll pop you there. What have we got? Standard. Let's do 2 headlands because they're a bit close. Let's do sharp corners. It's a smallish field. Automatic. No bypass. Generate the course. That'll work. And I'm going to have to drive around to start the job, am I? Looks like it. So it's got a nice feel to the map, that's for sure. Lots of detail. I like the finish. You can just see on the textures on the farm track there, you know, there's stones on the roadway. Tree is awfully close to this side of this field. And that one will be going. Start is round in that corner over there. How are we going to... The yield is not super. I'm not running precision farming, so I just wanted to run in standard mode for the minute. We're not getting too hung up on the views. The plan is just sort of to run moderately quickly through this first day as we sort of get our arms around where everything is, and then roll the day forward and see what that brings. But so far we've gotten ourselves a start, and we've certainly got out some bins over there that we can put this crop in, so that's okay. Just funny little roadway through the middle of our field here. Quirky, that would be a good word for it. Where was the start point? Was just over here. Or the course play course. Why am I not getting a cloth again? That's better. So the yield off this field's not tremendous, that's for sure. If we open you up, first waypoint, I'll start you going. G'day whoever's joined us, welcome along. Thanks for popping in to see how we're going with. And the very first post we meet, we run into. Should have just finished this headland myself. I don't want first waypoint. Let's try Nearest waypoint. Yeah, so we bought this field. We got here. We bought field 1, 5, the farm area, and 50 and 41. If we'd wanted to buy just these buildings just here, that's just over there. That'd be another 260,000 if we find we want to go for those. So fairly expensive. Let's just duck back over here and grab the truck so that we can empty this harvester in a second. And the field's almost not large enough to warrant putting horseplay on, so for the auto drive for the pickup, so we won't worry too much about that. Nice drive through silo complex though. Looks like our harvester's gone and got itself stuck again. What's it stuck on this time? Oh no. Forced its way past. Yeah, let's see here. You're just going around the course that we'd already done. You can pick up the trailer. Hopefully that's in the top barn there. So one of the things that we notice is that we start with a bunch of equipment in this spot here, but if you don't start here as your starting farm, you need to come rescue it. What's that over there? It's just decoration. And we can put the skid steer straight in. So that'll get that out of here. I'm guessing that carch is part of the farm. Yes, it is. Now we've just got some bigger tillage equipment. Okay. Which we can move in due course. Didn't do a very good job putting you on there. Never mind. What are we going to need? What are we going to plant in there? We need to get the stones off it, I think. Even though I've turned the stones off. Whoa. You down here. Let's go get that other tractor. We can take you back for the stone picker, I guess. And send the stone picker over that field for now, while we get ourselves a bit better organised. I think we've got a standard crop calendar on here. Yep, pretty much. So we might just drop canola in that field with the stones on it. Which means going down to the shop and organising some seed. Seeing apart from the stones, it's largely prepped. What shape is this field? If we run you from this edge, g'day, welcome along, Ugo. Or Uga, I hope I've pronounced that appropriately. We'll just see how you handle that. I hope you are having a good day or wherever you are in the world. It's been a lovely summer's day here. Where's our harvester? Must be getting pretty close to full down there. Oh, here he comes. He's on the other side. So we're just testing out Richlands, Ohio. Probably should have stayed where I was, actually. He's not full yet. Let's go around again. Just to see what Richlands is about, get a feel for the map, do slightly deeper dive in than we would otherwise do. Okay, he's doing up and downs there, so we'll just let him go. You can empty you off. So one of the things we discovered is that on New Farmer, you get, on Farm Manager, you get all of the equipment, even though you start, I chose to start in a different farm location, so that's a bit of a challenge. Welcome along. So we're just relocating some of that gear for the minute. I haven't decided what we're going to sell yet. And oh, you didn't take long to get caught. Are you actually picking those stones up or not? Let's find out. Yeah, you are picking some up. So even though I've turned stones off. Oh, maybe I haven't turned stones off actually. We'll pick them up off this field and then we'll turn them off because we want it. This one's almost ready for planting. We need some seed, so we'll purchase. Let's get 8 bags of seed to begin with. We need you to pick up the bales when that is finished. I'll pick up the straw rather. How did you end up running into the truck? That's quite odd. What are you doing all the way out there? You're not full. Oh, it's the angle of that first cut in that you're doing. That's where I went wrong. So that's an interesting observation. Let's send the ute. Can the ute get to the store? So the store's over here. Create job. Go to the parking area for the stores here. So let's put you in there. See how you cope. That's promising. Hopefully we're not speaking too soon, but that's a good thing. This guy is really struggling. Maybe we're going to have to use course play. Turn off field stones might be the simplest. Will they disappear? I can't remember. G'day, Timothy Williamson. Welcome along. How are you today? Now, field stone. Let's turn field stone off. It still stays in the field. Can I still pick it up? Are you familiar with Richlands? Yes, it will. So let's try and get this lot here. So we've organised ourselves a couple of fields. And let me just head back up. We've bought a farm over here. I started on farm manager mode. I gave myself $5 million because $2 million bought us this, and the field prices quite rapidly increase. So one of the challenges on this map is going to be getting yourself established. Now, if you're in for a grind, starting on start from scratch, is going to be fine. But I didn't really want to do a grindy opening to the stream, or at least not completely. So I thought, well, our scenario, we need probably about $500,000 to get ourselves going with some land. And it kind of struck me, looking at a facility like this, that would be the sort of capital you'd expect to be behind someone that set themselves up in this sort of location. There's plenty of room here for expansion of the yard, which is good. I haven't looked yet. Let's have a look at what the landscaping options are. Okay, so I can't delete anything by the looks. I can sell the petrol tank. Can I sell the bins? I cannot, so they're permanent. I had to put a sleep trigger down. I cannot sell the house, and I can't sell the decor. So there's a few limitations in setup, which is a bit annoying with some of that. But it really kind of forces you to try and play it the way the map maker intended. Although don't know what the map maker's intention is with the locked shed. I suppose for a role play scenario that would work fairly well. Can I fill these bins at the back? Let's see here. I have a trigger somewhere. No. Let's just back off for a second. Turn the zone markers on. No, I don't have an extra trigger there that I can see. That's a shame. Now, what have I got blocked? Managed to block my harvester again. There's certainly plenty of traffic on the map. What part of the world are you in, Timothy? This harvester must be just about full. There we go. That'll fill that. Get you out of the way. Is there a ute down at... It is. So plenty of room in the yard here at the store. Very cute store. I probably do not. What can I not pick you up for the minute? Why is super strength disabled? I don't have lumberjack on here, I'm guessing. Okay. So we need to buy a... I'm pretty sure there won't be a loader down here. Doesn't open. Door looks pretty attractive. So let's have a look in the store. Skid steer loaders, forklift. Let's just get a telehandler. Something like... Little Manitou should do fine. Release that for the store. And put a bag lifter on the front of it. Front loader tools, telehandler tools. Why do I not have a... Okay, pallet forks it is. Let's get this seed loaded up. There we go. Just get on there. Get over there. There we go. It's not doing very well tonight. Oh, God. Seriously. Oh, super sensitive. Right. Is with these forks. These are not the ones I would normally use, which you can tell. So that would explain why they're not working to my advantage. Why are you dragging that off there? Wow. Okay, let's try that again. You two can go in the back of the ute. And hopefully this lot will now go on the tray. I managed to get 3, did I? Yeah. Right, yeah. Come on. Pop you in there. That's better. One to go. And down. Okay. Mark you back out of the way. So one of the things I'd observe, there's plenty of space in the lot here for the store for whatever size of equipment that you want to grab. So that's going to work pretty well. It seems to stay well clear of things that... No straps in the back of the ute. Okay, good to know. Now, I'm not sure, I haven't looked where the animal dealer is on the map. We're blocked up again up at the farm. There's a sell point into our right. There's obviously some cows there. In fact, that might be the animal sell point. G'day, Ravi. How are you today? How's sunny Romania? We're on Richlands, Ohio for tonight's stream. Just having a little bit of a look. Seeing what we think of the map. Now, where's my farm? It's over that way, I think. I need to check. Yes, it is. Snowy Romania. Well, you can have snow and sun. Just a bit cold. Are you a skier? Do you get out for snow sports, or is it just something that gets in the way of day-to-day life? Okay, so somebody thinks they're finished. It'll be the stone picker, which turned the wrong way. We'll get him going again. Okay, so we want you so I'm not having a lot of joy with the stone picker here, but we will persist. And hopefully get rid of some of the... Now, What's this guy doing? Can't turn. That tree has got to go. So we've ascertained that those couple of trees right close to the edge of the field are very annoying. Nearest waypoint. Let's put you down. Turn you on. And now do nearest waypoint. Right. Excellent. Welcome along to whoever's just joined us. We're on Richlands here in Ohio. We've bought a little bit of land just on the side here, and we're just starting to get ourselves organised in our first month. We might roll on to the next one shortly. We'll see how things go. I wanted to get our little bit of crop that came with the land we've purchased off first, which is underway. We might pick up a little bit of this straw as well. What's happening here? We're going to make 4 billion bales by the looks. If we ever pick it up. That's better. Don't believe it came with that trailer, so just lots of little ones. Where's everybody joined us from tonight? People in and out, but they're not really looking at Richlands, so... Let's get that off the menu there. Let's just see if any interesting contracts have come up in other parts of the map that we might be able to take advantage of. Give us a good reason to go and have a little bit of a poke around. Probably might have been better off with a forage wagon for this straw, I think, which I might deal with. What else was in our equipment list that we inherited? So we've got some bits and pieces there. No forage wagons, of course. We might go and invest in one of those in a sec. Now, contracts. Largish ploughing contract. On field 6. Where is field 6? Field 6 is right beside us. That's kind of interesting because it's got a crop in it. How bizarre. So field 6 is that field right there. It's ready to harvest, but it's offering a ploughing contract. I have not encountered that before. How odd. Okay. That wasn't what I expected to see. What's blocked? That's going to be our stone picker again. Doing my head in, Chief. There you go. Let's, how's our harvester going for? They're about half full, so not much to worry about there. I think we need a forage wagon. So to pick this straw up would be much quicker, or a bigger baler, one of the two. What's on the sales? So if we grabbed you, because you'd be a good buy anyway, and I do not have any of the appropriate mods loaded. What balers have we got here that are a bit better sized? Let's go and grab the Vermeer. While we're there, we'll pick up another tractor. Just to make it a little bit easier. Medium tractors. John Deere. What have we got here? Fast tracks. Let's grab a 6R. Front loader, no. GPS, yes. We'll buy one of those. Right. So that just gives us a little bit more equipment while this stuff is messing about. So you can take this baler back. So the AI seems to be fairly reliable, which is good. Certainly been able to easily give it a couple of transport jobs. So, and it can get from the store down here up to our farm without too much difficulty. So let's just pop you on the edge of the he says when he actually picks somewhere that you can get to. Right. The stone picker is sort of doing okay there. We don't want to do any more of those size, I don't think. You're coming along. So this might be a good juncture just to hop in the, just do a flight mode for a minute and just get a sense of what the map holds. So it's fairly flat country, a few undulations. We're over on the western side at the minute, so the map edge is just there, but it blends in really nicely. So it kind of looks like it extends even though the map edge is right here. So we bought a farm just on the edge here. That I don't know what is that field is not in the map. So that's one of the interesting things when you look at the map here. So this is the field we're looking at. That field's actually not in play. So even though we've got this bit that sticks out here, this field we can't buy. You can't buy any of the area up there. The first fields you can buy at the top are inside the area, and there's lots of forestry, if you like it, that you can purchase. But there are some equally some odd areas that you can't, or areas that show up but that are really expensive, like $4 million for field area 40. So lots of variation, and you need to be having a play style that's going to generate you a fair amount of cash in order to get started with your fields, would be my observation of the map. But if we continue up here, so we can't do anything on this field because that's not purchasable. We own this one. The harvester is full, so it's nicely done. It looks really pretty. Good to look at. So we're coming up to the top of the map here. And again, there's the edge there. So this is as far as you go. Some good size fields. This one here, 18 acres, 20 acres. So good medium size fields. Here's one at 13. As we fly across the top there. Grain sell point at the top of the map. This is one of the larger fields at 50 acres. So lots of interesting things. And if you want a farm and not cluttered with productions, then this is definitely a map to have a look at. There's the edge of the map again. Silo complex on this farm here. I don't know what the cost of that farm is. Where are we? We're over here. Well, that mightn't be a purchasable area. That might just be a sell point, actually. So that's the agri co-op sell point. There's a farm down here at 750,000. So that's just on the street here a little bit. Animals here. Horses by the looks. So there are animals on the map. I'm outside the playable area again. So there's your large silo complex on that farm. And then this interesting little rally course, off-road dirt bike, buggy course, which is interesting for a little bit of role play. So it'd be a good map for multiplayer, I suspect. Set people up on different farms and lots of cooperative opportunities. But that would be the way I'd... G'day, Pleasant View. How are you, sir? Welcome along. So we're just having a little bit look at Richlands. I've just done a quick fly around. I must say it's so very much personal opinion, but it's not kind of grabbed me as much as I expected. It just hasn't kind of captured my imagination. Excuse me, my imagination. Interesting. Certainly nicely done. Looks great. So we're just coming across the middle of the map now. That's the starter farm for a new farmer. And then I've bought this property over here, and I need to go and turn off flight mode so I can go and empty the harvester. And what did you think of it, Pleasant View? I've got one really interesting thing at the moment. So this field right in front of me here, field 6 is ready to be harvested, right? So field 6 there, which I don't own, yet it comes up in my contract list as needing to be ploughed. I have not seen that before. It's ready to harvest, so it's got a full crop on. Oh yes, I'm not in any doubts about the realism, and I like the layout of the fields and the farms. I think that's really nicely done, and a good kind of use of features. I like, you know, the little water courses and irregularities. I think they're pretty neat. I also like the fact that all the little American features that are in it, that I don't keep tripping over European things that don't belong here. Which is kind of nice. But yeah, that contract on this field has got me a bit stumped. Now, you're all done. Oh, you just got that little pocket handkerchief bit to do. Over here in the corner. Did you fold up? And I'm sure the land prices are pretty realistic, but it makes it a hard graft starting from scratch, I would have thought. And it means to even playing on new farmer starting with, on farm manager starting with some gear would be tricky. It just doesn't, well, for getting enough land to be going on with, like I spent $2 million here just buying those couple of fields. Now, if I've borrowed that money rather than just gifted it in, the interest rate would kill me versus the return on the land in the first couple of years. So that makes it kind of interesting, especially with very few productions. So suits that, one of the many different types of gameplay. Oh, while I've got you, Pleasant View, just one little thing I noticed in the vid that I did today. I was using the your Alice 7000 to run the feed mixer, and something I'd never encountered before. When I had the feed mixer connected, the trailed feed mixer, it didn't show as a rear implement in the little icon at the top. It came up as a front attached implement, which just confused me for a moment until I realized what was what. I didn't know if you'd seen that before. Got no idea what was causing it. I haven't tried it towing any other trailed implement, but I will do in due course. But just seeing as you're there, I just thought I'd mention it. It worked fine. There's no problem with it. It was just that icon came up funny in the top left. Now, where am I going? That's all done. I need to finish getting the crop off there. You can go over and get in the shed because we don't have anything more for you to do at this stage. I've got to switch out that header trailer too. Right, what's this? Oh, this guy, I give up on the stones. I'm just going to seed it with canola. What size seeder do I have? Interesting question. Interesting question. The seeder was back up at the other farm, so we'll duck up and grab that. We can get cracking. So to speak, putting some canola in the ground. Nope. You're a planter, not a seeder. Do I have a seeder in there? I do. I have big terracum. Okay. We'll bring a bigger tractor. Pop you over here. I don't think we're going to need a little 4-row planter for the minute. Pop you just inside the door, maybe. Do like the little features inside barns. Oops. You will do. You will do indeed. Hopefully you'll be able to back into that gap and get that ferrocum out of there. Yep, you will. Actually, why don't we pop you on the front? Because you've got to wait on, that's why. Pulling you out of there is going to be a painful process, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. Just fits nicely laid out, it was. Somebody actually practiced pulling it out. Good job. So I think what we'll do here is we'll give the stone collection away and we'll get a worker going on course play to stick our canola in. Meanwhile, we'll run the baler and pick up the rest of, or make bales out of the rest of that hay. I think what we'll do is buy that little plot over the road. I think we want that as well. Set us up. Let's see here. Can you pick that up off the trailer? We want canola, which looks like that. Fill you up. Let's jump onto this field and see what we can do here. It's a good size. Turn you off. Do that. Right. Course play. Create a job. So the field we want is this one. Target position. There. Open and close the generator. Until 4 headlands. Start work on the center. Sharp corners. There we go. Almost gotcha. You're probably not going to go without setting the setting for... I don't have fertilizer in it, so you need to be there. Feeder settings, sowing machines don't use fertilizer. Right. First waypoint, and away you go. Welcome along, whoever popped in. We're just getting ourselves organised on Richland, Ohio. The other thing I wanted to do was buy that field just there. Because, if I'm not mistaken, that gives me some chickens. Which it does. 30 chicks, so we can take the crop that we've just pulled off here and feed the chickens. Hopefully we can get in there. Might just be a little bit tricky. Come from the other side perhaps. Truck's just a little bit large. Not quite the recommended. No. Not quite the recommended delivery device. I need to straighten up. Gonna get you over there. Nope. Side front, yeah. Why can't I? It should be right on the trigger. I give up. I give up. I'm not sure why. And now I'm hooked. We shall go put you in the silo. Oh, bang. Ah, they're oats, that's why I couldn't drop them. I wasn't paying attention to the right feed. Okay, so seeding is occurring over there, which is good. Let's go and get some bales. And let's make 180s, yes. I can't bale this. Yeah, I can. That's what I thought. It's my land. Of course I can bale it. Z is automatic drop. Away we go. That should get us without too much difficulty. Wasn't a huge yield off this field to start with, so we shouldn't get 1,000 bales. I wonder if we should just buy field 6 and take the crop off it. Given that they want it ploughed. Oh, there goes a truck with some bales on. I've not seen that on a map before. It's an oddity, a positive one. almost at the end of this bale. And it just went before it closed. Never mind. Much better proposition than doing the little bales, I think, what we're doing. Welcome along, whoever's just popped in. We're here on Richlands, Ohio, and it is Richlands. Bought a couple of fields and got some things going. As you can see, we got the crop off here. We're just making some straw while we can. I'm trying to decide whether we should buy the field that's just beside us there, given that it's got a ploughing contract on it, but there's a crop ready to take off it, so just can't quite decide what to do. Need to grab something to pick these bales up with too. That might be the next day, I think. But for now, we've exhausted all of the things that we planned to do to have a look at the map. It's certainly a map that's really easy to get started on and nicely done. It's got some, good, nice finishes, and if you want to concentrate on your farming, I think there's plenty of places here to work. Good mid-sized fields can keep you busy for a very long time, so that's terrific. If you like customizing, it's probably a little bit more problematic. And it is expensive, so sorting out how you're going to finance your playthrough is just worth thinking about before you kick it off. But all in all, a very nice map. Credit to the producer. So with that said, I think might call it quits here for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back in about 11 hours time on Newlands, continuing our Maize Plus run there. If you want to join me, it'd be great to see you. But until then, thanks for watching, and see ya. See you next time.